Alrighty, hey there, Kung Hei Fa Choi. Do you know what that means? It means Happy New Year in Chinese. So it's the Chinese New Year, and if you are looking for an excuse to just start fresh again, which I think every day is a new opportunity, you can pretend that it's a new year for you and start fresh right now. I just returned from Washington attending the National Prayer Breakfast, which I mentioned to you at the monthly sales meeting. And I would love to go on and on and on about the opportunity there. I mean, it was mind blowing. Every single thing I attended was beyond my wildest expectations. The people we met, the work people are doing. Of course, one of the main highlights was being at the National Prayer Breakfast when President Obama came in, Michelle Obama, the vice president, was there. The writer who wrote We Were Soldiers and Braveheart spoke. Later on, we also had the speaker or the guy who runs the movie studio where they made the Narnia series of movies, as well as the last night we had the author of The Shack, who is Canadian speaking. Now, we went to this as an invitation from somebody and with no expectation whatsoever of what was going to happen. And it was so incredibly inspiring. So although I could talk for hours about it, what I want to do for the purpose of this video is just mention to you a couple of things that are pertinent to me about the business. The first one is that we would not have been able to take advantage of this opportunity if we did not have the Alouette opportunity and the money that we have to be able to go and do it. When we were invited, we were able to say yes right away to do this. And I want everybody to have options and choices. And that's what the financial opportunity of Alouette is all about. It's about saying yes to life. Also, there are people all over the world that are doing the most amazing work to help people, to spread love, to be a part of making a difference in the world. And none of this can really happen without money. So no matter what your ideals and motivations are, people need planes, people need food, people need the basic necessities in order to be able to do some of the most meaningful and important work that there's possible to do. And so by giving women an opportunity to not only pay the bills, but to get beyond paying the bills, I feel like we are opening up opportunities for them in the future to really make a difference in the world. So if you feel like that's a little bit high-minded, I got to tell you, that's a big part of what drives me. I don't know what you're going to do with the money when you get beyond paying the bills, but I do know there's a lot of great things that you can do. And so sometimes when people say things like, oh, all we need is, or we don't need that much, I want to say to them, it's not only about what you need, it's about what you can do and the difference that you can make. Now, on a side note, there was a lot of people that I met that when they asked what we did for a living, Alan wrote his book and I was talking about Alouette a little bit. They were so enthusiastic about Alouette as an industry. As a matter of fact, I met a lady from Texas who said, you know what, I have heard of it. I know somebody who worked with Alouette, and she said it was one of the best experiences of her life. And she also said it was the best kept secret around. And I said, yes, it is. It's fantastic. Then I met somebody else who said that they are about to travel the world to do the kind of works that they want to do, and they're able to do it because his wife was involved in a direct marketing business and has made a lot of money and has a sustaining business, so they can go ahead and do these other things as well. And the third person I met at a dinner, it was a pastor who mentioned that very good friends of his had a $50 million retail clothing business that they closed down because they were so frustrated with the retail industry, and they decided to turn it into a home show business, and it has grown phenomenally in the last 6 years. So you really are in an industry that provides so much and has an unlimited potential for you as well. Okay, a couple of other things that I wanted to mention to you. The first one was Sheila Bauer told me just yesterday that she used one of the ideas from some webinars, some phone call interviews that I had sent out to people from other people in the home show industry. And she went to her show. There was only 4 people there. And she said, I went in saying, I am not leaving this house without being booked solid. I'm going to get at least 3 bookings tonight no matter what. Now, there's 4 people there. So she took the idea of using these gift bags. What she did was she put a nice pretty black, and I think it was black and white gift bag. Inside of it she put a hostess planner, then she put some little red hot hearts for Valentine's, and then she put in it a product. And on the outside in a heart-shaped note she put the date of the booking. So when she started talking about it, she said, ladies, I can't believe nobody's asked me about my bags. And a couple of the women said, well, we were gonna, but we didn't want to, we didn't know what to do. And she said, well, I just want to let you know that our benefits are fantastic anyway, but I cannot wait to tell you about these bags. bags. Inside of each bag is everything you're going to need to plan your show so that you'll know exactly what to do. There is also a very special gift in there for you to take home with you tonight so you can start enjoying Alouette's products right away. And finally, there's a little treat for you to snack on the way home. Now, I will tell you that my favorite products are the only things that I put in these gift bags, and the best products and the most valuable ones are in the early dates. So first come, first serve. And she had got a timer store at the last monthly meeting, if you'll remember, and she put it in the bag and she put the retail amount on it. 3 out of 4 people booked shows. Now, I'm going to be the first one to tell you, and Sheila would also, that you could set up gift bags at your show, and you could say, by the way, if you book a show tonight, we have some gift bags, you could get a free product, and nothing will happen. It was Sheila's decision to go in and say, I'm not leaving without getting those bookings. Then what she did was she got super excited about it. Then she thought about, what would women like? Who doesn't like a treat on the way home? An immediate gratification of getting a gift. She made it pretty. But she also did something that is really a fundamental of marketing. One of the things that they've proven in marketing, I'm not talking about, our particular business, just marketing in general, is when you give people too many choices, they choose nothing. So by keeping it simple and saying, when you book your show tonight, you will get this, even though they're getting all sorts of other things, it was easier for those women to make a decision about the dates and when they were going to book. You can also do that with the opportunity. You can do opportunity bags that would have training materials in it or information on getting started. So think about your creativity. This is your business. This is your opportunity to build the business of your dreams so that you can start having what you want to have. I also talked to a couple managers this weekend and said, what do you want? And they started talking about, I want to do this much in sales, or I said, no. How much money do you want to make? Well, if I could make, and then I said, why? What for? And then I said, now what would you do if you got beyond just paying the bills? And then it really started to open up about their dreams. The reason I'm saying that to you is, if you're just thinking all I need is, or if I could just make $1,000 a month, you've got to get beyond that to, what would I do if I was making more money than I absolutely needed? Yes, you might increase your lifestyle. You might start having experiences with your family, traveling, doing things for other people. That's what's going to drive you to do your shows and book. You've got to be excited, have passion, and have a vision. The final thing I want to share with you very quickly is, when you are stuck and you know what to say, but you know you're afraid to say it, when you're focused more on the fear of what people are thinking about you than you're focused on your own goals, I have a couple of tips that are going to help you right here. But I want to ask you this question. When you're sitting there and you're thinking, I can't say that. What if she thinks I'm pushy? Here's what I want you to think about. First of all, do you really think that the most successful people in our franchise are considered pushy? Because then you don't know the facts, because they have people who rebook with them over and over and over again. Secondly, most of us would never do anything if we didn't have to be pushed a little bit. There's a difference between pushing ourselves or having somebody help us with a helpful little push versus push-y, which means you're being negative with somebody. But finally, what is worth more to you? Is it worth more to you to protect yourself and to worry about what a stranger thinks of you than it is what you want to do for your family and for your future? Now, I know in the moment when you're in that consultation or you're in that show, you're so consumed with the moment and the fear of the moment. But you need to very quickly say to yourself, do I want to focus on fear or do I want to focus on love? And what is worth more to me? Is it worth more to you to hang on to that fear, hang on to that ego thing of what is she going to think of me? Or is it more important to value what you can do for your children, for your family, for your future? That's what it really comes down to, seriously. That's what's going to push you over the edge to do the right thing, because you've got to weigh it out and see what's worth more. But the good news is, and this is something else that I got from this prayer breakfast as well, is that it's all about love. Love conquers fear every time. Love always is the answer. So when you're afraid to say something to that woman, if you will just stop for a second and say, you know what, Mary, I feel like maybe I'm pushing you a bit, but I got to tell you, it is sincerely because I love the products, I love the benefits, and I want so badly for you to have them. You can do whatever you want to do, but I got to be honest with you. I want you to have this. Start operating out of love instead of fear. Start really, really putting your mind on, what do you value more? Is it going to be your family and your goals, or is it going to be hanging on to your fear? It'll change your life. Thanks.